Zimbabwe continues to experience an important political season as Vice President Constantino Chiwenga remains at the center of national attention following remarks he made during a church gathering that quickly became one of the most discussed events in the country. What started as a religious message soon became part of a much larger national conversation about leadership, governance, the future of the ruling party, and the direction Zimbabwe may take in the coming years. The message focused on the biblical story of King Hezekiah. In the story, the king was told that his time was coming to an end, but after pleading for more time, additional years were granted to him. According to the biblical account, those additional years later brought unexpected challenges that affected the kingdom. The story itself is familiar to many people who regularly attend church services, but in the current political atmosphere of Zimbabwe, many listeners immediately began examining the message from different angles. The timing of the sermon is one reason why it attracted so much attention. Zimbabwe is currently moving through a period where discussions about future leadership, constitutional reforms, succession planning, and national priorities have become increasingly important. As a result, many citizens now listen carefully to every public statement made by senior political figures. Vice President Chiwenga is not an ordinary political figure. He remains one of the most influential leaders in the country. His words carry weight. His public appearances attract attention, and when he speaks, people listen carefully. Because of this reality, the church message quickly became one of the biggest political discussions in Zimbabwe. At the same time, President Emmerson Mnangagwa continues leading government operations and focusing on national development, investment, economic growth, infrastructure expansion, and government programs aimed at improving the lives of citizens. Both leaders remain important figures within Zimbabwe's political landscape. Both leaders continue carrying significant responsibilities, and both leaders continue playing important roles in shaping the country's future. As these developments unfold, many citizens are trying to understand what they mean. For some people, the sermon was simply a church message about wisdom, leadership, and the importance of making good decisions. For others, the message appeared to carry a deeper lesson about governance, accountability, and the future. Regardless of interpretation, one thing became very clear. The sermon touched a subject that many Zimbabweans are already thinking about. The future, that single word remains at the center of many national conversations. People want to know what Zimbabwe's future will look like. They want to know what opportunities will be available for young people. They want to know how the economy will continue developing. They want to know how leadership decisions will influence national progress. And they want to know how the country's next chapter will be written. These questions have become increasingly important as Zimbabwe continues moving forward. For ordinary citizens, however, politics is only one part of daily life. Families continue focusing on practical concerns. Parents continue working hard to provide for their children. Business owners continue searching for opportunities to grow. Young people continue looking for employment and career opportunities. Communities continue hoping for investment and development. These priorities remain important because they directly affect everyday life. This is why many Zimbabweans continue hoping that leaders will focus on creating opportunities, improving services, strengthening the economy, and building a brighter future. As the national conversation continues, many people believe Zimbabwe has enormous potential. The country possesses talented people. The country possesses valuable resources. The country possesses entrepreneurial energy. The country possesses opportunities for growth and development. With the right environment, many believe Zimbabwe can achieve even greater progress in the years ahead. This optimism remains visible across different sectors of society. Business leaders continue discussing investment opportunities. Communities continue supporting development projects. Young entrepreneurs continue launching new ventures. Farmers continue working to increase production. And many citizens continue believing in the country's future. Meanwhile, political discussions continue evolving. Important meetings continue taking place. Government programs continue moving forward. Development initiatives continue being implemented. And national leaders continue carrying out their responsibilities. As all of this happens, citizens remain attentive because they understand that leadership decisions can influence many aspects of national life. Leadership affects policy, policy affects investment, investment affects business activity, business activity affects employment, employment affects families, and families form the foundation of every nation. This connection explains why political developments attract so much attention. People understand that today's decisions may influence tomorrow's opportunities. As Zimbabwe continues navigating this important period, many questions remain. What decisions will be made in the future? What priorities will receive the greatest attention? What reforms may be introduced? How will development plans continue advancing? How will future leadership discussions evolve? Only time will provide answers. For now, what remains clear is that Zimbabwe continues moving forward. Government institutions continue functioning, development efforts continue progressing, economic activities continue expanding, communities continue growing, and citizens continue working toward a brighter future. This is an important reminder because political discussions often receive the most attention, while the ongoing work of development continues every day. Roads continue being improved, businesses continue operating, schools continue educating students, communities continue building, families continue planning for the future, and the nation continues moving forward. As attention remains focused on political developments, many Zimbabweans hope that future decisions will support unity, stability, growth, and opportunity. These goals remain important across the country. People want progress. People want development. People want opportunity. People want prosperity. And people want a future that creates hope for the next generation. The journey continues. The discussions continue. The developments continue. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel because this is one of the most important Zimbabwe political stories developing right now.